Johnny Somali has officially become one of the most hated foreigners in South Korea. His years of degrading Korean culture and mocking its people have not been forgotten. And now, with a 29-year sentence looming, he faces what could be the toughest, most dangerous years of his life. But just how bad can things get for Johnny Somali in a Korean prison?
How much trouble is he actually facing? How bad things really are for this disrespectful IRL streamer?
I've been told by a lot of people here that the international coverage of this issue is significantly helping expedite this. So that's actually a really good thing.
Let's dive into the chilling reality that awaits him. Johnny Somali made his name as a provocateur, but in South Korea, he's not seen as a controversial figure. He's seen as a public enemy. Johnny Somali landed himself in serious trouble due to his own actions. He openly threatened Korean law, the Korean police, and government officials, arrogantly claiming that as an American no one could touch him, and that Korea would face consequences if they did. This audacious behavior united the Korean people against him, leading to a strong public stand.
What am I going to jump? America! I'm from America! I'm from America! USA! 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 I'm from America! USA! 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 I'm from America! USA! My phone!
Now he faces the possibility of strict punishment with a sentence of up to 29 years in prison. And the worst part? It might not come from a direct act. Starvation, medical neglect, or orchestrated violence from inmates could all be plausible deniability for authorities who want to see him gone. Some might argue Johnny deserves this. After all, his actions brought shame to an entire nation. But should anyone face such brutal consequences, even for their mistakes? It's a question that divides opinions. One thing is certain, though. Johnny Somali's next 29 years will be anything but ordinary. Johnny Somali thought he was untouchable, but his actions finally caught up with him. Now he faces not just a prison sentence, but a fight for survival in a system where every enemy he made will have the upper hand. His live streams went viral for all the wrong reasons, mocking elderly locals, ridiculing Korean traditions, and picking fights with strangers. This behavior didn't just anger individuals, it insulted an entire nation. And in a country that values respect and collective harmony, Johnny's actions are unforgettable.
And the police, from what I believe, were watching people that were watching him and were making comments on, where the police were kind of making sure that he's not attacked. But my understanding is the police are not protecting Johnny. They're not keeping him close because they're protecting him. They're keeping him close because they were formulating a case which they filed today. So they had a ton of people watching this one, and they announced the fact that he was actually criminally booked today.
Korean prisons are known for being strict and structured, but for Johnny, the challenges will go beyond the rules. With his reputation preceding him, he won't be treated like just any other prisoner. Other inmates, many of whom may have family ties to the culture Johnny mocked, will likely make his life a living hell. Violence in prisons isn't unheard of, and for a foreigner with such a notorious name, every day will be a fight to survive. And it's not just the inmates. The guards, too, are human. While Korea maintains strict rules for its correctional officers, Johnny's history of disrespect toward the country could make him a target for more subtle, dangerous forms of mistreatment. Imagine being denied basic privileges, facing harsher punishments for small infractions, or even being placed in the most hostile environments intentionally.
Johnny starts hiding, and at this point, it's whenever Johnny is seen on the streets, his location is tracked, streamers come through, and they start throwing them things.
Here's the chilling part. Johnny Somali's situation might not escalate immediately. Korean authorities are well aware of the international attention this case has received.
He shows everybody in the room that video of Johnny Somali wilding on that statue. Everyone said, "Where he at?" Johnny said, "Yeah, it's getting hot up in Korea," so he hops on an airplane. They pull him out the airplane. They said, "Where you going, son?" He said, No, I'm about to leave." They said, "Nah, wait right here. We want to talk to you." He said, "Who want to talk to me?" They said, "The Korean government want to talk to you." He said, about what?" They said, about prison. The South Korean government says, "Look, we're just going to cut to the chase, Johnny. You're facing 10 years. Johnny said, 10? No, y'all can't arrest me. I was just doing pranks. They said, "Yo, chill, my baby. We didn't say we was going to give you 10 years. We said you facing 10 years.
But over time, as the global outrage dies down and people in America forget about him, his life could take a darker turn. Delayed medical care, overlooked complaints, or even staged accidents. These are the silent dangers that could await him when no one is paying attention. let's not forget, Johnny Somali won't have the luxury of blending in. As a foreigner, and one who actively insulted Korean culture, he will always be seen as an outsider. In a system where respect and compliance are critical, Johnny's defiant attitude might earn him even harsher treatment, isolating him further from any potential allies.
They've officially indicted him, which means there will be a public trial in Korea. It's not sure whether it's with a judge or a jury. Juries are relatively rare in Korea compared to the US. So it might just be a trial where there's a criminal trial where it's just a judge and Johnny. However, that's the route we're going down, and under that route, the punishment is always more severe, typically jail time. All lawyers that I've spoken to here say this indicates that they're looking to seriously and severely punish Johnny.
29 years in prison isn't just physically grueling, it's a mental and emotional marathon. Johnny will be stripped of his streaming empire, his fame, and his ability to connect with the outside world. Imagine spending decades in a foreign prison, surrounded by people who despise you, with no family or friends nearby. That kind of isolation can break even the strongest minds. Johnny's defiance might seem like strength now, but as the years stretch on, it will wear him down. A steady decline in mental health, coupled with the constant fear of retaliation from inmates or guards, will turn every day into a nightmare. Could Johnny Somali face the ultimate consequence? While Korea doesn't have a reputation for outright violence against prisoners, his case is unique. Over time, as international scrutiny fades, the risk of Johnny being silenced becomes more real.
Because there's been so much pressure, including international pressure from coverage like international YouTubers' videos that are getting out on this, they've sent it the trial route, which is the other route. They've officially indicted him, which means there will be a public trial in Korea. It's not sure whether it's with a judge or a jury. Juries are relatively rare in Korea compared to the US. So it might just be a trial where there's a criminal trial where it's just a judge and Johnny. However, that's the route we're going down, and under that route, the punishment is always more severe, typically jail time. All lawyers that I've spoken to here say this indicates that they're looking to seriously and severely punish Johnny.
Legal experts have stated that the Korean police are taking every possible measure to ensure that Johnny Somali cannot escape accountability. They are meticulously building a case against him, leaving no room for loopholes or escape. Their objective is to secure the maximum prison sentence for his actions, ensuring he faces the full consequences of his mistakes.
But the police are still investigating several other charges against him, including the drug use, including assault, including deepfakes, including all sorts of other things that people are now reporting. So he can be charged just because he's got this first offense. He can still go through with charges and trials on all of those other issues. And if he's found guilty of this first offense, for the second, third, fourth, and fifth, he will be a convicted criminal. He will be a repeat offender.
Will he make it through 29 years? Or will this be the end of his story? Only time will tell.